Hi, everybody. Welcome into the broadcast here on this Sunday evening. It's region weather meteorologist Matt Wintz. So good to be with you guys in the middle of summer. Boy, does it feel nice outside. Well, we've had downpours, but outside of the downpours, we're just on the muggy side. We are right in the heart of summer right now, and it certainly has been feeling like it this week as that humidity has been just relentless. Really, 2 weeks now, we've had dew points above 70 degrees, it seems like, every single day. So in terms of the forecast tonight, first of all, thanks for being a little flexible with us. The family, we had we decided to make some plans, took the kids to the playground, did some dinner, and you know how summer goes. It's like evenings just tend to be a little bit longer, bedtimes tend to be a little bit later. So I appreciate you guys being flexible in terms of broadcast time. But what we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about the humidity this week. When does that humidity actually leave? We can go over the next 15 days and look at how humid it's going to be to see if that mugginess sticks around. We've got your important 4th of July forecast, so we're going to highlight what we're thinking in terms of storm chances for 4th of July, and not just the 4th, but the 3rd and the 5th as well. A lot of fireworks on different days. And then we've got a trophy presentation. I promise you it's not a big deal. But anyway, we'll do that as well. All right. So let me pull up the maps here. We'll say hi to our early birds in just a second. We'll get through our sponsors real quick. Guys, if you need anyone, and any of these trades, please just use them. They're all here in Northwest Indiana. They're all local owned businesses, family owned businesses, all amazing. We'll start with Earl's up at the top. Earl's Heating and Air Conditioning. They've been busy this last week and a half, they tell me, as summer continues to heat up. If your AC is not doing what it should be, if it's not cooling the way it should be, give them a call. They've got a limited time offer right now. They're still running this on AC tune-ups, so they'll clean it off. They'll wash out everything outside. They'll make sure it's full of everything it needs to be full of, and they'll make sure it's cooling your house, more importantly. Don't wait for a breakdown. If that thing's sputtering or smoking, you might want to get it taken care of. Hopefully it's not doing that. But anyway, if you want to do that, earlsheating.com is the place to go. Publicserviceadjusting.net, all local licensed insured adjusters. What is an adjuster, you say? Well, if you have an insurance claim, let's say you've got something going on with your property, whether it be your house or your yard or any kind of insurance claim that you happen to need, you could go to your insurance agency and they take their time. They say, oh, we'll send out someone in 3 weeks. We'll get back to you in a month. You're fine. Or you can go to PSA, which is publicserviceadjusting.com. They'll send out a licensed insured adjuster who's local to here in Northwest Indiana. They'll take pictures of it, document. They'll submit all that to your insurance company, and they'll deal with your insurance company, and they'll make it quick, and they'll make sure you get all your money that you deserve, which is awesome. They do great work, 5-star reviews, publicserviceadjusting.com. Romans Roofing, the place to go if you guys need anything related to roof. If something's leaking, let them take care of it. If you need it patched, let them take care of it. If you need gutters, siding, windows, they do that as well. They're out working in this heat, and they've been working in this heat all week. You should see some of their videos on Facebook. RomansRoofing.net, the place to go. They also do retail and storm restoration options as well. So they do all that stuff. All inspections and estimates are free with Romans Roofing. Be the lighting of your neighborhood with great, expertly placed outdoor lighting. That's what Great Lakes Lighting offers. They'll put lighting on your property to enhance the landscaping you have, to enhance security. Maybe you've got a dark path when you get home from work. Maybe you're working at night, or maybe you're just getting home at night and it's dark. Have them place some lighting in there, right? It's more complicated than you think. It's not just those solar things you get on Amazon stick in the ground, all right? Those things last, a couple months, that's it. Let them do the work for you. Light Up NWI, lightupnwi.com, or you can go to Great Lakes Lighting on Facebook. Minogue.life, Michael Minogue serves Northwest Indiana and the world of Medicare, Medicaid, and life insurance. He knows his stuff. He's an expert in all of that. And every single year, he has to go through and study and get recertified and all that around all the new rule changes regarding Medicare plans A, B, C. You get the idea, all that good stuff. But in terms of what he's offering today, he'll sit down with you and he'll, for no cost, and he'll go over whatever plan you might have, all right? And maybe you're not getting all the benefits out of it. Maybe in your life insurance, you're paying too much, all right? Maybe you're not paying enough. He'll make sure everything is right and all buttoned up, and you'll be able to sleep better at night. Minogue.life is the place to go to make sure you're all lined up around the plan that you're getting in terms of Medicare, Medicaid, or your life insurance as well. Kate Cusack for Ruoff Mortgage. She wants to be your local lender for all your mortgage needs. Summer's heating up. We know that. Do you need a pool on your property? Are you dreaming of that new house? Houses are still going on the market like wildfire. Let her be your agent. She'll get you pool ready and ready to go in terms of making that dream offer and getting the house that you need. And bottom line, she's a fun real estate agent. Some are kind of boring. Some are too professional. And I'm not saying she's not professional, but some are just kind of stoically professional. And you want to feel like you have a friend when you're looking for your dream house. That's the biggest purchase you'll ever make. Kate's certainly that. Kate Cusack for Ruoff Mortgage, place to go. TigerPlumbing.net, place to go for your plumbers. You guys all know that. They've been with us for over 3 years now. They do amazing work. No one has complained about Tiger Plumbing. It's only rave reviews about them as they come out. And there's a plumber named Matt who gets a lot of good reviews. It's a good name as well. TigerPlumbing.net, place to go. FBIBuildings.com. If you need a new pole barn constructed, whether it be residential or commercial, they've done over 20,000 of them in the Midwest. They do amazing work. Check out their Facebook page. If you've got a commercial business, that maybe you're looking to build a commercial business, to start a business and actually build brick and mortar, they'll do that for you. They'll renovate old structures as well. They do amazing work. FBIBuildings.com. TNT Tree Service. If you have any trees that are looking a little fringe on your property, not looking too great, get them taken care of before we get a big windstorm around here. They do expert work. They get into the toughest places. They get the weirdest trees that are on the weirdest things after storms. And they do an amazing job. It's tttreeservice.com, or you give them a call, 219-300-6256. Finally, last but not least, Grieger's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Valparaiso. They've been serving Northwest Indiana for a long time here, family-owned business as well, and they've got brand new Jeeps ready to go. Boy, that'd be nice in this heat to not have windows and doors. They have a windshield. We always talk about that. But anyway, they've got brand new Jeeps ready to go on the lot right there on US 30 in Valparaiso. Grieger's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. All right, let's say hi to our early birds, and we'll dive into some meat and potatoes of this broadcast. Mary's with us. Hi, Mary. Hope everything's going well tonight. Hope you had a nice weekend as well. Yeah, Derek says the downpour in Cedar Lake, and then it cleared up. So many of us saw those heavier downpours. Whether it be this morning, we had a few around this morning. This afternoon, we had some good boomers as well. And we're kind of in that pattern where it feels like Florida outside, right? Where you get a downpour and then it's sunny the next minute. Jeff's with us. Good evening, Jeff. Linda, hello. Let's see. Mary says it only rained about 15 minutes here in Cherville. Thanks for that update, Mary. Not enough. I know we could use more. Rhonda's with us. Hi, Rhonda. Let's see. Tom says not enough to even wet the sidewalk in Munster. Isn't that amazing how it differs this time of year between neighborhood and neighborhood? Hi, Kelly. Thanks for joining us. Angel's with us. Ethan's with us as well. Hey, buddy. Vicky's with us. Ruth is with us as well. Vicky says, I hope you had fun at Cedar Point. We did, Vicky. It was wild. Ruth says, isolated downpours have been crazy. Garden's loving it, though. Beverly, thanks for joining us. Dee, me too. Man, I did some yard work today. We have like the pool we put up every year, but I'm doing landscaping, and I made pads around it today where you have to scrape everything off and pour the heavy stone down and all that stuff. And I did some landscaping, and I'm telling you, I must have drank like 8 water bottles, and I'm still dehydrated. It's crazy. Pearl didn't see any rain today. Terry, we're going to cover that. Jessica says it rained for about 10 minutes in Rensselaer. That's about it. Steve says it's super dry. Susan, hello to you. Thanks for joining us. All right. Guys, thanks for taking time out of your day to join us on this. I appreciate your time here on this Sunday evening. So let's dive into the broadcast here. Oh, let's start with trophy ceremony first, okay? Emmy number 3. I care, but I don't really, because I don't really care about awards a whole lot. I'm just not an awards person. But anyway, super grateful for this. Thank you. I'd like to thank the Academy. We're going to fit it up here. I don't have any room for it. The kids have been playing with it, so there's that. All right, that's going to fall and break probably. But anyway, yes, this is for severe weather coverage. I don't even know what to do with it. For severe weather coverage, we were up against a lot of folks. We were up against a lot of good talent, and we won, which is great. So again, super happy for that. Emmy number 3, and I have Emmy number 4 here in the house. That's my daughter, my oldest. Her name's Emmy. So there's that. So anyway, trophy ceremony. There's that. Again, I'm humble as can be. So thank you to the Academy. It's just an award. There's a lot of talent out there. Here we go. All right, so that's that. And then the next thing I want to cover is not just storm chances, but let's talk humidity, shall we? Because that humidity has been so darn thick, and it just makes it difficult to get outside. And I know it's summer. I get it. We get a lot of that. Like, it's summer. What do you expect? Well, we expect some drier days where we can actually get outside every now and then as well in terms of humidity. So here's the big picture setup across the country. Everything you see in red and yellow, these are thunderstorms that are developing, all right? And you just notice the popcorn nature. They're everywhere, basically from the Rocky Mountains out towards the eastern seaboard, deep south as well. But what we look for in this pattern is movement. So what direction are they moving? Well, up here to the north, you can see we've kind of got a little bit of a counterclockwise flow here, indicating we have a low pressure, all right? That's going to be key in our forecast. And then down towards the south, you see how these storms are moving towards us, and then they kind of curl around and they're moving south to southwest through areas of Alabama. So that tells you we've got, what would that be? A high pressure here. So why would a high have storms underneath it? Well, this is that high pressure that was that dome of heat that came over the eastern U.S. and brought us the real hot conditions. Not record setting for us. It was out east, but still it was hot for multiple days. That was a high pressure dome. That high is breaking down, meaning it's weakening. And so normally under a high pressure, you get a lot of sinking air. So you get clear skies and just hot days where there's not even a chance of rain. Well, as that high weakens and it's not pushing down as much, it's now allowing air to rise. You already have the hot temperatures around. So now we're seeing showers and thunderstorms underneath that ridge as it breaks down. And so that's why you see kind of this clockwise motion down to the south. Kind of odd to see storms moving in a clockwise direction. Normally it's counterclockwise with a low. So just a little feature I wanted to point out on the weather map there today as we look at satellite. As we look at the radar, though, you can see there are numerous showers and thunderstorms pretty much dotting the entire eastern U.S. For us here locally, we've just had some pop-ups. There hasn't been a lot of organization to it. Nothing severe, just your run-of-the-mill daily thunderstorms that we've seen popping on boundaries. In terms of boundaries right now, there are a couple storms trying to get fired up. Southern Lake County, very extreme northeastern areas of Newton County, and then you can see down further to the south as you get down towards Remington dealing with some storms. These are actually kind of bubbling their way in our direction. So I would not be surprised if Lake and maybe even Porter County, we popped a thunderstorm here over the next hour or so as that boundary comes north. Not a big deal, but again, we could have a little bit of rain around with a heavier downpour or two. And then off towards the north, there's these storms. This is what we had earlier. There's a little boundary that's going north. All right. And what these boundaries are, they're literally areas of wind. It's like that gust of wind you all of a sudden feel outside. What those will do, those will hit hills or they'll run into another gust of wind. And that wind can't go on the ground, so it comes together and goes up. And so that's why we keep a really close eye on where these boundaries are this time of year, because they often trigger new storms and they tell us where storms are going to develop. And so we've got right here a very decent outflow boundary off this line of storms coming south. We've got our boundary heading north that we just had. So if I were a betting man along the Illinois and Wisconsin border, you can see it starting to light up. I would imagine that's going to light up even more. And we'll probably see more thunderstorms start to develop down towards Chicago here in another probably hour and a half or so as that boundary continues to sink south. It may run into what we have here and fire up storms near Chicago as well. But either way, it's really fun this time of year to track all these different boundaries. And one of the things that I love to do, because it's a challenge, is when I forecast rain delays for the MLB, we'll forecast where storms are going to develop next. And that's the challenge versus where they are now. Any meteorologist can tell you where they are now, but getting good at forecasting where they're going to develop next is fun, and it's hard to do. But that's, again, I would expect this to kind of light up, and I would expect this boundary right here to eventually light up some storms near Chicago, and maybe a pop or two here in our region as that moves through. So that's what we've got in terms of boundaries. All right, severe weather, we're not really worried about it here locally. There's not much going on dynamically above us. You can see out towards the west, that's where the action is. But tomorrow it shifts east. So tomorrow we're under a marginal threat. I know that's not that exciting. But again, we could pop a severe storm or two in that dark green shaded area tomorrow. And then as we go into Tuesday, everything's out towards the eastern seaboard. So like Delmarva Peninsula, areas of northern Virginia, New Jersey, those are the areas that would be targeted for severe weather on Tuesday. But you notice not even a chance of storms. What are we going to do with that? It's been a while. All right, let's walk through what we're expecting here. So remember, models are just, and especially in this setup, models are, they're just guessing, okay? And they're educated guesses at where storms are going to develop, all right? They're not perfect, especially this time of year in terms of timing, all right? If it shows a storm popping over your county at 2 o'clock, let's just say, it probably won't happen at 2 o'clock. I'm going to be honest. It might be like 1 o'clock or 4 o'clock. But what we look for in this are trends, okay? That's what they're good for. We see where the complexes are and what the models are doing with that. So it has a good handle on this up here, this activity up towards areas of Wisconsin. And really, there's two waves of energy that are going to be moving through here, all right? Wave number one is coming in from the southwest. As a result of this wave coming in, we should have good lift still overnight to be able to support some severe weather, or not severe weather, thunderstorms with all the boundaries out there. So I would expect some thunderstorms to pop even overnight tonight here in the region. Again, we're highlighting the next couple hours for that little cell coming out of the south. But even overnight, we could see some. And you can see how this wave right here, it's kind of a little wave of energy That moves through on the modeling overnight tonight. All right. And then tomorrow morning, maybe something left over, and we should clear up briefly tomorrow before the front arrives. And then the front arrives, and you notice there's another wave that comes in here later on tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours. All right. So I do think we get a break tomorrow. It's not going to be a washout, but I do also think we're going to have another round of some pop-up storms afternoon and evening tomorrow. And this is with the front. And once that front moves through, for the first time in 2 weeks, we're going to have a northwest flow, and it's going to start feeling nice outside. Finally, this front is going to clear everything out. You kind of need a pattern like that where you get stuck in this humid pattern. This time of year, you need some kind of front to come through and sweep everything out and kind of clear it out. And that's what we're going to see happen. So what I want to show you here, these are dew points. This measures how muggy it feels. You guys that have been with me long enough know that I'm a harbinger of dew point. Stop looking at humidity percentage on your phone app, okay? That number tells you nothing. It's dew point that tells you something, and it tells you how comfortable it feels outside. The higher the dew point, the more uncomfortable it feels. When the dew point's at 60, we call it humid. When it's at 70, it's tropical. And when you get to where we are right now with dew points in the mid-70s, that's just the ultra muggy stuff that's super uncomfortable. And that's where we've been. We've been in the low to mid-70s over the last 2 weeks now. And it's been a long stretch for humidity around here. It really has. So when do these dew points come down? Well, we're still humid tonight. Tomorrow, notice out ahead of those showers and thunderstorms, we're still going to be on the humid side. So still 70s tomorrow. But remember that front slides in here late tomorrow evening, at least the actual front. And you can see once it heads through, Tuesday night, we're back into the 60s for dew points. That's still humid. It's not exactly comfortable, but you'll notice there's a change where it does feel a little bit better. And then on Tuesday itself, we stay in the low to mid 60s for dew points, and we'll stay in that comfortable category through Wednesday. So we've got a couple days where it actually feels pretty decent around here, dew point wise. I'm going to extend it out. This is just a different version of the same product. So we're still looking at dew points here because I want to go long range with this through 4th of July. Here's tomorrow night, and here's Tuesday. Dew points get back into the 60s. So comfortable around here on Tuesday, just a little bit humid. Wednesday, same thing, just a little bit humid, where dew points get in the mid 60s. So you'll be able to feel it, but not as bad as where we've been. But then watch how these higher dew points start to fill back in as the Gulf opens up, the return flow comes out of the Gulf, it starts to bring that moisture in. And we're also starting, we're not there yet, but we're starting to get moisture off of the corn crop in the plains. What is that called? That's called corn sweat. Yes, that's a thing where you have in the plains, we talk about this every year, people question it. They're like, you're making up corn sweat. No, we're not. All the corn crop, especially in Iowa. Iowa's a big center, Western Illinois as well. That corn crop puts out gallons of moisture of evapotranspiration. So basically the corn sweats, all right? There's evapotranspiration that takes place where the crops put out moisture in the air. Well, there's so much corn in the plains that we will have so much moisture going in the air that dew points in the central plain states, including Iowa and Western Illinois, will often get up near 80 or into the 80s, which is the most humid air in the entire country. And I would guess the entire world outside of like maybe Amazon rainforest. I don't even think they get that muggy. But either way, you'll get this big pool of humidity in the nation's midsection. And when you get a front that's coming in, it'll push that into our area. So we can get some really high humidity around here. Either way, we're not there yet because the corn's not quite fully grown, but we're starting to get a little bit from the corn. Either way, look at how the dew points come back up in the plains. This is Thursday now. This is getting into Friday. So here's July 4th, and notice how that humidity is really high up towards the north. For us, it's just pretty humid around here. We're not quite where we are right now. So my point is that humidity does come back the latter half of the week after a couple comfortable days in here. All right. How about rain? Let's talk about that. So here's your rain tomorrow. Here's your rain on Tuesday. Rain is gone, right? We've got a dry day Tuesday. We'll have lots of sunshine. Wednesday, the Euro picking up on maybe a pop-up in the afternoon or evening. I would keep us dry for now on Wednesday. I think we'll be fine. Thursday, if your town has fireworks on Thursday, I know some people do, I think we'll be fine. I have had an isolated storm chance in the forecast for a couple of days now with this little system here. It's not much, but again, it doesn't take much this time of year, especially with that building humidity. So I'm going to dry us out for right now on Thursday. I think we'll be good. And then here's your 4th of July. Storm system going out towards the west. There'll be a cold front attached to that big old storm system with big storms out in the northern plains. For us, the models have trended slower with this front. So as a result, we would stay drier. So we're looking okay right now for 4th of July. The one thing I don't like are these little areas of rain that are showing up in the modeling. The GFS has that as well, where you can pop just a couple thunderstorms underneath that. It's like kind of a weakness in the high that's over us. So, just keep it in mind that it's so hard to be completely dry this time of year or have a completely dry forecast. I usually put about 20% at least on almost every day in the summer because it's possible. So right now we look dry 4th of July. That would be amazing because we tend to not have dry 4th of Julys here in the region. And then Saturday, that front starts to approach. So I would probably throw a late day storm in there depending on the timing. And then next Sunday, that's when the Euro is indicating that front goes by. And we could see a couple decent storms with that as it does. We would dry out after that, says the Euro, where this front stalls down to the south and then it gets another push. So we would be pretty warm for a couple of days and then all that rain would go south. The one thing I want us to note, though, is there's not a lot of rain coming in the forecast for us, all right? And we know that we need it, and we're going to continue to need to water everything in the upcoming days. So let's hope we can get some good downpours here tomorrow. Let's hope we can squeak out a couple good downpours here tonight because we certainly need it. Here's your temperature forecast. We get nice and cool behind the system, low 80s. That's cool this time of year for us. We go right back to the 90s. I've got us at 90 flat on 4th of July. This comes with humidity, and then that humidity looks to drop off as we go into the 10th, 11th, 12th, somewhere in there. We would get another shot of some cooler air in here. All right, here's your latest drought monitor. We're still in a drought right now, level 1 out of 4 for Lake Porter, LaPorte counties, most of those counties. And then we're just abnormally dry, so it's not technically a drought in Newton, Jasper, Stark counties, but it's close enough. And that's the problem is this rain does not fall evenly. So some people have seen, enough rain and they're like, what are you talking about? We're fine. And then other people, most of us here in the region are still saying we could use some rainfall for the gardens and the lawn. So there's that. All right. That's all I have for you guys here tonight. So if you have any questions, go ahead and throw them in the chat. We'll get you on your way. And then I got to go to bed because it's late. But anyway, I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend, really. And again, thanks for spending time with me. I'll answer questions here in a second, but just a reminder, regionweather.com. We will resume the emails starting tomorrow morning once again. So daily emails come out. It's got the little weather write-up for you for Northwest Indiana. It's written by a person, not AI. I know a lot of meteorologists are using AI right now. You can kind of tell AI. It's like the humor in AI, if you type funny, it's got a certain edge to it. And to me, it's not funny. So I'm seeing a lot of that on social. And it's just interesting. But no, I'll type it up by hand. I don't know if I'm always going to be that way, but for now we are. And you get it sent right to your inbox. And that's it. It's a forecast for the day. Regionweather.com. You can sign up for emails on the right-hand side. We're also on XRock 103.9, Indiana 105.5, and Z107.1 every single day. We have forecasts all day long. We do the beach report on there. We do some chit chat with the I want to say anchors, but DJs, whatever you want to call them. It's a lot of fun. It really is. So join us. If you're at work, listen to those, switch over to one of those. All right, let's talk about any questions you have. Danielle says, oh no, the corn sweats. Yes, Linda's excited. Corn sweats back. There's that. Jan, the town of Porter has a parade at 9 a.m. Jan, it looks good for that 4th of July parade. It really does. 9 a.m. would be probably the best time versus 9 p.m. once we get some daytime heating. So we look good for that. Angel, thank you very much. It's been great. Wow, Mark. Mark says 1.1 inches on the gauge today in DeMont. Mark, you are one of those folks that was a blessing from above today in DeMont. That's awesome. I haven't checked the rainfall amounts from today, but I would imagine you've got a bullseye right over you. So good for you. That's great. Susan, no problem. I'm glad you enjoyed the emails. That's it. Ethan says, how did you like Siren's Curse? Ethan, I liked it a lot. It was good. And then those poor people got stuck on it. Was that Saturday for like 10 minutes? Oh, my goodness. Terry says, I hope we get rain. My water bill's going to be outrageous. Yeah, Terry, I know. The water bill, just this time of year, it's either good or bad. And we've just been dry. And the last thing we want is to go into drought. So I'm hoping for some rain as well. Nancy, absolutely. No problem. Ethan, you rode Top Thrill on Friday. That's awesome. Oh, man, that's crazy. Let's see. Susan says, I like the smell of cornfield. Susan, that's not weird. It's a plant. I like the smell of plants, too. It's weird, too. So there's that. Pearl saying, Mark, you are blessed. God's rain is the best. It is. And to Pearl's point, I just want to throw this in there. Plants, there are more nutrients in rain. All right, despite the fact they're falling from the sky, right? It comes down with nutrients and it brings out certain things in the soil as well. I won't get into the science of it, but rain is better than us watering, right? We can water and plants are just fine, but they really do a lot better with rain. They really do. So we could use that for sure. All right, guys, that's all I got for you tonight. That's all the questions I see coming in too. So thanks again. I hope this was helpful. If there's anything that you guys would like to see in the forecast that I don't include, please just send me a message on Facebook or email the contact regionweather at gmail.com. Would be happy to throw it in there for you. Okay, this is your show, not mine. So again, we'll continue to live by that. All right. You guys have a wonderful night. Have a great 4th. We'll be back with you this week. We'll do another broadcast on Wednesday with that 4th of July forecast. So this is just goodbye for now. It's not the end. All right. Thanks again. We'll talk to you.